Did you guys like look at other post-apocalyptic games for inspiration like that?
Yeah, I don't think it was like particularly any one reference, but we did look at like how do you take a human and really amp them up to the next level, and what things are actually being created right now by the government, different weapon manufacturers that are both still feel Clancy. They still feel like it's something that could happen, but like are something that enables us to like push the combat to a totally different place. That dude is pretty intimidating, I will say. When you get a couple of them on you, it's like you really have to be careful.
Yeah. Speaking of that cutting edge technology, you have the autonomous robot dogs in this game. I am already scared shitless of those things in real life. Was that so? That's like I'm guessing part of the cutting edge technology you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see how mobile they can be. They can jump on top of cover and look down at you. And it's kind of this part of this idea with this game, right? Humans should be able to be taken out with a couple rounds from your weapon, right? But we still know at our core we're an RPG and we're a shooter, and attributes and your DPS matters. And so being able to go into this realm of, very powerful autonomous drones, all these things that the Black Tusk enable us to bring to players really like expand the end game a lot from a combat perspective.
That's awesome. And then what about the characters themselves? Like as you get to the end game, like how do you sort of visually portray people beefing up and being not OP per se, but definitely sort of like they've been through these challenges?
Yeah, so I mean, there's lots of ways your character kind of evolves. Like, the most obvious one is you've played through the whole game, right? And you've always had one weapon on your back. You've had your pistol or your sidearm, and you've had the gun in your hands. And then you hit endgame, and all of a sudden players are running around with 50 cal sniper rifles on their back. And when you're in a social space with a big group of mixed players, some people who just started the game, some people at endgame, and you see grenade launchers and 50 cals and sniper the sniper rifle, that is like such a unique visual call out to like, wow, that player has done it. They're at the end.
So it's sort of a status symbol for endgame players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's other little fun vanity things too. There's backpack trophies you're collecting, and those are a great way to call out like, hey, I made it all the way to the end of the conflict level, and I have this special backpack trophy I can put on. There's just little call outs for all your achievements.
Awesome. So, we talked a little bit about this being one-to-one. Is there really anything that you guys had to change as far as just the way that the city's laid out map-wise?
There's little things like names of buildings will change, or little things that we will adapt. But in terms of the street layout and the size of buildings and the way everything connects together, it's absolutely one-to-one. The highway system's there, all that stuff. So yeah, it's as true as we could possibly be based off satellite data and all that stuff. It's pretty cool.
It's like, how long does it take to formulate something like as opposed to sort of getting the gist of it, so to speak, with the first division? Sure. What's the process like that for actually like going one-to-one on a world? Like, does it take a lot longer, I guess?
Well, I mean, what it forced us to do is evolve the tools. So lots of very smart people created improvements to the Snowdrop engine that we build the game on. So now we're actually, importing the LiDAR data just the same way that satellite imagery works into the game. And we have some really cool tools that will. It's not a super polished looking thing, but it starts us from this base of one-to-one, right? And then we get to go in and make sure that if that's a coffee shop in real life, it's a coffee shop in the game. There's all those little touches, and then you add on to that the layer of creativity that goes into what interiors we're opening up and what back alleys are creating shortcuts, and then that layer of destruction, right? That kind of really makes it feel unique to the Division 2.
Nice. Did the layout of the city sort of play into how you guys developed like mission areas and things like that? Like as you sort of mapped it out, were you like, oh, okay, we should probably start people like over here and work them through this path here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you make decisions and it informs future decisions. So when we knew that base of operations was going to be the White House, that becomes the core, right? And then looking at all the zones and all the different biomes and all the different landmarks around DC and trying to really give the players this evenly distributed journey through DC, that really helped inform what places we invested in. Okay, that's a main mission, that's a side mission, because we want to show you as much as possible.
You know, obviously Washington D.C. a very political city. You're in the White House. There's some political undertones. Is it hard to just sort of stay unbiased when creating a city like that, like not wanting to give too much of an endorsement to one side or the other, so to speak?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think for us, it was looking at it as this continuation of the first game, right? So in the first game, you're in Manhattan, you're taking back that city. We knew we really wanted to, go to the next level on the sequel. So when we looked at going into DC, that was the obvious choice, because not only is it, a super critical city that gave us all this fun gameplay, but now, that's the seat of power for the country, right? So taking back that city gives you that opportunity to take back the nation. But all of our kind of thought process on this is what would logically happen as a continuation of the first game. So it's pretty easy to stay unbiased.
Nice. So Division 1, it's almost like you're taking the city back, but is this supposed to feel more like you're taking America back, I guess?
You're definitely, securing that seat of power in America and making sure America can continue on. Yep.
Awesome. Well, I am all out of questions. Awesome. I think we nailed it. Yeah, thank you so much for talking with us.
Yeah, thank you very much.